We are here today to talk about Adam and Eve, which is
spin-off of Invincible,
yeah,
which slaps.
Invincible is crazy, dude. And the gore that they put into it, it was just like the first episode. You said you rewatched the first episode, right, Matt?
Oh yeah, I wanted kind of like a comparison to see how like the animation changed. I actually think this second season is a lot smoother, which is slick.
With animation?
Oh yeah, comparatively, I feel like the first one almost gave me like a comic book vibe. But with like the second season, again, it's way more fluid. Once you watch the two, it's definitely almost like a whole different. Like they definitely polished it.
Yeah, I'd have to watch it again because like this could have been just the same damn thing if you ask me.
We're joined by special guest Matt Aiken.
Hey, what's going on,
Matty
guys?
Aiken.
Yeah, I was telling Taylor. She was like, "Who's on the pod?" And I said, "Zach's friend, Matt Rife." And she's
Matt
like,
Rife is like some like
"Yeah." She said that can't.
handsome
Not quite.
She said that can't be right.
Oh man, yeah. I would give up Matt Aiken for Matt Rife in a second, bro. Our
He's
viewership.
popping off. Yeah.
No, I saw this video of Matt Rife, and he said, "Nobody even likes me for my comedy. I either get a bunch of single women out there or a bunch of gay dudes, and they all just want to like look at me the whole time."
It's not what I say. It's what I do.
Yeah, I guess.
Why is that guy so popular right now? I
Have
see
you
him all
not?
the
Did you
time.
not see him in Wild and Out?
with the bad teeth?
So he was like really like weird, skinny, ugly guy, kind of, and then just had a glow up. So
Got
everybody's
jacked,
like,
got fake teeth, got famous.
yeah,
That's all
that's
it
all
takes.
it takes.
That's all it takes.
All right.
Movie night. Movie night. Movie night. Ain't no doubt we about to watch one. Movie night. Turn it on. Gotta get it started. Let's watch a movie tonight. 'Cause movie nights are always the best of times. Got to keep on watching. Keep on watching. Got to keep on watching. Keep on watching.
Tight.
Got to keep on watching, and that we do, folks.
That we do. And this time I'm not upset about it because I really like this episode.
Oh yeah, it was good.
What's considered an episode and what's considered like a movie, like
Well, this was,
duration?
Hour 15, maybe.
Hour
Well,
15 's
actually, there's
movie?
episodes that totally can be over that. But I mean, Emperor's New Groove is definitely a movie. It's a work of art, and it's like an hour and 15. So that's I don't know.
Emperor's New
Oh,
Groove is
oh,
There
only an
could
hour
be an
15.
overlap. There's like a Venn diagram of movies and episodes, but it's tough
You've
to
seen
say.
that?
I've seen what?
The Venn
Empress New
diagram?
Groove. Yeah,
I
of
didn't know there
course.
was a
Just-
Venn
oh,
diagram.
No, I thought
No, I'm
you
just
said there
saying.
was. Yeah.
I just made one. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I think I guess it's just what it's classified as because I've seen it like Game of Thrones. They used to drop like hour 40s on you, didn't
Now,
they?
is this gonna be? Oh yeah. I mean, they would be like at least an hour and a half.
Still an
sometimes.
episode. Still
Do
a
you
TV
think
series.
that this is considered the first episode of season 2?
No.
or it's
It
just a
was said
standalone?
202. When you first started, I was like, wait, is this the first season or not? Like, it's a new like spin-off series, or is this season 2, episode 1? But 202 makes me believe it was like
Did it say 202 or 201?
straight up said 202. So
Oh,
this
it's
is like a
201.
filler. I think like it's like almost like a filler episode, like before / after.
I think
it's just like a teaser that has nothing to do
it's
with
a
the
teaser
series.
think they
because
wanted
they've
to
taken
give
so
us,
long.
like, yeah.
I think Eve is a really important character in Invincible, and I think it was like they just wanted
That's
to
a
give us a
comic
little
book?
bit more of taste.
Is that a
Huh?
comic?
Invincible is a comic book.
Okay, I didn't know it was. a
So
comic
okay,
book.
so I thought you like watched the series and knew it was based off a comic.
I just watched the series.
I
so
I
wanted to
saw
read
it-
it, but I didn't want to spoil anything.
I saw
either.
this
Like,
video. Like I'll spoil a little bit. It's like there's like a huge book of like comic series that is Invincible, and they were like, "This is how far we got to an Invincible." Like just like
How long is it?
1/16 of the whole series.
So he's never gonna kill his dad.
I don't know if
I mean, it
that's how
takes
it's
so
gonna
long
end.
to make it.
Yeah, very true.
What's
I
the
mean,
guy's
this one took
name?
forever.
Om-
Jonah Jameson.
Omnipod?
Yeah, Omnipod. No,
Omni-Man?
Omni-Man. Yeah.
Omni-Man.
What's an Omnipod?
It's one of these.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, other leg.
Yeah.
It's a insulin pump.
Yeah, I was talking about it. I
Yeah.
said it last time.
Uh,
But yeah, this the show is Beast, and I think she's probably got one of the most OP powers.
I
in
was
this
just
Oh my
movie.
thinking that.
gosh,
I'd never
yeah.
even seen that power until this show.
Like
I was like,
Doctor
damn, that chick's
Manhattan, you know, but like,
Dr. Manhattan's a
close.
psychopath. I never watched that though.
Watchmen.
Yeah,
that's like
Watchmen.
my dad's favorite thing.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What's so psycho about him?
I think I watched like 15 minutes of the movie Watchmen. Like I watched like half of the season because Watchmen had a television series.
On HBO, is it any good?
Well, I'm just know that my dad loves it. I
Did you
haven't
watch
seen
the
it.
show?
No, I haven't seen the movie like way back in the day, but
He loved that movie.
oh my gosh, yeah, he always talks about Rorschach. He quotes it half the time. Like that's his jam.
I
That
might
was
have to
Rorschach.
watch Watchmen again.
Absolutely.
That's the guy with the black face, like the black ink.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Rorschach test, or it's like that weird ink blotter.
Ah,
Yeah,
I didn't realize that's
yeah.
what he was supposed to
What is
be.
that?
One of those things where you're like, what's
know
the
the name.
first thing you think about?
Oh,
And he totally looks like one of those.
butterfly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always butterfly.
But it's always changing.
You learn something new
It's
every day.
always butterfly. Every time you see
Yeah,
one
that's
of
what you
those,
see, I guess.
butterfly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you must be a little fruity.
It's because I just am breaking out of my cocoon into just the new man that I am
Butterflies
supposed to be.
come from chrysalis. I think. Remember I told you that last time.
Chrysalises.
Cocoons
You're
are
talking
chrysalis
slow.
size, chrysalises,
You should take off the headset.
chrysalises.
I have to go
You should
one
be
ear
free of
out.
the headset. Like put it around your neck.
It helps to go one ear out.
Yeah,
That way I can hear my real self.
Oh damn.
because
Okay.
you're like chrysalises. It just slows you down a
Chrysalises.
bit in a way that you can't really tell until you.
It chops it up too much. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys
Welcome
want to
back.
give a rating? Did you rate it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
rated it?
okay. So he said no. It has to be point something at like a decimal.
I
is
said I'd make
required.
fun of him if it
Unless-
was like a solid number, unless it
Bro,
was.
can I
like,
explain? I didn't even say my number yet, but let me explain.
let's say our number.
Or, like,
Let's say our
count down
number,
and
then
say
you
it?
explain.
Yeah.
All right, y'all ready?
Wait,
On
wait,
three.
wait. Let me see what I did again.
So 1, 2, 3. Say your number.
For 3, 2, 1.
No.
Say it.
All right, ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
8.5.
8.4.
Hey.
Oh,
Okay, we're all in the
nice.
Is it
same.
8?
Yeah, standard
Okay.
deviation of what
Yeah.
point? What?
Hey.
What was
8.5,
the highest? 0.5, okay.
8.4, 8.0.
Word.
Mhm.
I'm cool with that. That's
That's
like,
an 8.3.
yeah.
Nice.
Hey. Is
That's-
it?
I think so. 4 plus 5 plus 0 divided by 3.
Yep.
You're a beast.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's mathematics.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. I would be cool with any of those numbers. I really had trouble rating this one just because
It was a one-off.
it was short.
That's why I texted you and was like, "Are we rating this?"
like I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like I was like anything.
It got me excited for season 2.
Invincible, I rate like a 9.1.
Oh, it was a
Invincible
banger. That's
slaps. I try and
Invincible
get
slaps.
everybody to
damn
watch
near
it.
Invincible.
I don't know
It's-
anyone who watches
It's
it.
tough to make people watch. Like I pretty much like have Invincible and The Boys kind of in the same category because they're like this gory version of like superheroes that we
Yeah,
haven't
they're gritty for
seen.
sure.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm like, dude, you don't get it. Like, don't let your kids watch this show, but like, it's a really B show.
Well, The Boys is a little different because it's a little funnier and it's real people. And so I can tell people to watch that and they'll probably give it a chance.
Yeah, animation. Like, there's some people that just lost their imagination.
Oh, is this
along
like
the
a
way.
baby show? It's a cartoon. Like, dude, no, just watch, man. Like,
I don't. I think
I
I
think-
saw the scene that was like nuts. at
The first
end of-
episode?
Yeah, I think I
Okay.
saw it before I saw it.
I just turned the show on and I was like, okay, this show's this
Did
is
I
the-
tell you to watch it?
No, I think I just saw it on Amazon.
Hmm.
I've been thinking about it for a while. And then I turned it on and I was watching. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. But I just thought it was pretty good. And then at the very end happened, I was like, holy shit.
Like, it's one of
Out
those
of left
ones that
field.
you're like, I gotta watch the next episode right now.
yeah, I did. Because I was like,
Oh,
what
it's
the
a
hell?
solid hook.
I would have much
Yeah, yeah.
rather watched like there's shows that you just want to be able to binge. And I can't like give another reference, but this is one of those shows where you're like, dude, I don't want to wait. Just give me like,
Do you think they're going to drop it episode by episode?
you know what's respectable that I think Amazon does is they drop like the first 3 first.
Ah.
You know, like in like Disney
in little
Plus did
bits, so you
that.
don't like spoil it. Like, oh, you binge it in like one day, but also like drip feeding it within like
Yeah.
years. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So like, if you have like something where you can like, yeah, have little like sections, like little taste of it. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
easy to
I
process.
loved it.
Yeah.
So they'll give you like 3 and then they'll drop like one.
Do you
until
think
it
that's
gets
what they
to 10.
do with this?
I hope so. Because, like, once it's like, if they wait 4 years to make an episode and then they only give you one episode
Oh,
that's
yeah.
22 minutes long, crime. Crime against humanity,
Yeah,
in my
like-
opinion.
riots in the streets. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think Invincible is way better than One Piece.
You're dumb. But Matt can't.
I've seen like one or two episodes. I've seen One Piece, and I'm enough to be like, oh my gosh, you
Yeah,
know,
Zach
it's a
loves it.
masterpiece. But like, no, I'd have to agree with you.
I
Off
like
of what
that.
I've
I would
seen,
say that
This
One
is
Piece
yeah,
way
is the
more
best
my
show of all time.
style
Sick.
than anime. I think this is like, just I like this. I don't really like that.
I like the animation of Invincible too. It gives me that like, what is it?
It's much
Our
better.
Friend Martin. Do you remember that? Where it's like that like kind of not watercolor, but it's like really easy on the eyes.
I don't
but
know
then
what that
there's, like,
is.
Martin and Martin.
Remember that thing you had to watch on Martin Luther King Day? Move to blah.
Oh, Our
MLK
Friend
Day.
Martin.
Yeah, our
And
friend
it was about
Martin.
Luther
Yeah,
King. I think I kind of remember. And he's a kid.
Yeah,
It
like
starts off
little
as a
kids.
kid.
He has a little country friend.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Our
like
friend Martin.
yeah, our friend Martin.
I
But
don't agree with that
no,
at
that
all.
same art style again was like that '90s 2000 Magic School Bus. You
Yeah.
know, again, just American anime.
yeah.
Like
It's got a little bit of Magic School Bus vibes. It's got like
I guess that's why it's subconsciously just so beautiful. You're
Yeah.
like, wow, I dig it.
I
Like,
think that this kind of animation is way better than anime animation.
oh well, you're watching a show. You started One Piece that started in 1990.
That's true.
Okay,
You
I've
watched
seen
400
some. I've seen
episodes.
some other ones, and I watched 40 episodes of One Piece. I think this only had 9 episodes so far.
Bro, there is some animation team in Japan drawing One Piece frame
cranking
by
them out.
frame,
Like
frame by frame, every single picture for 30 minutes, and they're just
it's all cell shaded.
I don't care if they make it on a
they're
computer.
insanely talented, huh?
Is it cell shaded or?
Cell shaded.
As far as back in the day, we said it was in the '90s. All of that was again like they'd kind of like draw on this like cellulose whatever
Not
film thing.
sure.
First season of SpongeBob was too. But again, yeah, that
They do
couldn't do
what?
any CGI. They
shade.
couldn't do any copy paste shit. It was completely just all wrist.
They drew
So-
the whole thing.
Do what?
They drew
Yes,
the entire
yeah.
episode.
Yeah, same
First,
with like
first
Attack
season
on
of
Titan.
SpongeBob, as well as again a lot of like the cartoons before 2000. Yeah, there was whole new ball game once the computers
SpongeBob
were.
took
So,
a
like,
turn for
a
the
flip
worse at
book.
some point.
They got funding, which allowed them to do CGI for season 2. But yeah, after the movie, it wasn't intended to make anything after that. Steven Hillenburg, had no intention.
Oh, you're talking about SpongeBob?
Ew, I thought you were too.
Oh, I was saying.
I'm sorry. My bad.
No. I wasn't saying it took a turn for the worse in season 2. I'm talking about like the comedy that they had around like
Well,
once
even
we
Patrick,
were adults.
they made him just like a little too dumb. And before he was like innocently like, oh, he's so silly, and then it was just like annoying. They made SpongeBob annoying. Everything just became annoying.
They do that with
like,
everybody though. Maybe
I
we
thought-
just grew
I don't
up-
Maybe,
remember
maybe I was like, oh, that's
SpongeBob being turning bad. I thought it was always good. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
but
watch it
there's some-
now.
Some are just better than others. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
not saying like they're all terrible, but it definitely, I feel like the older ones have some gems, and even like the newer movies in some episodes, there are some, again, some gems as well. But
I
like,
remember
overall,
seeing
can't beat the
SpongeBob with like a
classics.
splinter in one episode.
Ew, yeah,
And it
so
was the most
graphic.
disgusting
Oh yeah,
thing
that
I've
was
ever
gross.
seen.
That was gross.
Yeah,
it
they
got
just did
really
shock
big
value.
and
It got
fussy.
huge
The
and
close-ups,
fussy.
all they
man,
did is
ugh.
gags.
That might have been where I stopped.
Like,
I was like, you know
this
what?
isn't for me.
Yeah. I'm 22.
I saw that Miss
What am I
Puff.
still doing?
I recently saw a video where she stole the identity of Miss Puff.
I've seen that.
Started her own boating school. She
She was like a
evidently she
robber or
killed her husband, and there was like stuff in her office and stuff that you would see that was like,
Newspaper articles.
Yeah, that'd be like
References
on the
summer
lamp.
episodes,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
no, not again.
Yeah,
Stuff like that. She like with the balloon animals, thing. I saw something about that.
Oh, yeah,
It was
yeah,
really
it
funny.
was like-
throws it over.
yeah,
was their
it
whole,
said-
like,
one of the
shtick.
newspapers was like steals boats and distracts people with balloon animals,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
she
the
like does
criminal
one, she's like,
balloon
still
and-
got it.
Yeah. All right, you want to read
Bizarre.
your plot summary, John?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Mine's pretty extensive.
Okay. In this teaser episode for Invincible Season 2, we get an origin story for Adam Eve, Invincible's soon-to-be girlfriend. Actually, just now while writing this plot summary, I realized that Adam Eve is definitely a lesbian. In any other decade, she would surely become the protagonist's main squeeze. Anyway, Adam Eve was bred in captivity in order to serve as a weapon for the government. The scientist who designs her realizes his actions have been wrong, and he hides Eve with a set of parents that unknowingly lost their daughter at birth. Samantha Eve Perkins grows up differently than the other children at school, but it's not until she is a teenager that her powers arrive and she learns the truth of her past. The government has been looking for Eve after all this time, but once they find her, they do not have the ability to contain her. She makes them forget her existence, which brings us to where we meet Eve in Season 1.
Nice.
Fun fact, I wasn't going to spoil it, but Eve and our main character, Mark, get married. It's the whole thing.
Okay,
So she's bi.
Yeah.
She's definitely in the
She's
show
Adam and Eve.
in 2023. She's definitely a lesbian. I
Wait.
realized when I was writing and she was like best friends with that girl. I was like, oh,
Bro, that Val
Lesbian.
girl, what was up with that? Why was she like?
Such a
Again,
bitch about it.
the best
Have
thing
you
that
never
ever
watched that?
happened
We're
to
like,
you
why
in your
is she
entire
upset?
life.
Like-
My best friend has superpowers. I'm not gonna be friends with
I
Well,
would be
it freaked her
pissed.
out, but again, like it was accepted in that place. Like superheroes existed.
True. Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
they
Like you're a
literally
freak.
exist, but they literally existed in that place. So like, it's not like, oh my gosh, freak.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
When she was
it'd be like,
born,
cool,
they were like,
dude, wow,
she's
that's
a
awesome.
super kid, and they were like, yeah,
Okay.
we
Yeah,
know.
we know.
We
Why,
can
why
tell.
was he
Size of
such
the
like
world.
an outcast?
That's a
pun
good point.
intended.
Yeah,
But,
but Val was
um,
being a total B that whole time.
Yeah.
Like, especially like
He's
she didn't
tripping.
give her a chance to show. Like she turned a sandwich into a cheeseburger.
yeah, that'd be
Hell
the
yeah,
best.
dude, I'd be best
Yeah.
friend, please. Like,
Yeah,
I want a
I have
milkshake.
like a slice of za or something. Strictly protein.
yeah.
What if she could change the molecules to make like
Snickers bar,
Unhealthy
give you
ultimate
food.
healthy
homie.
stuff.
Like,
really
that's
good
crazy.
for
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Oh, that would be insane.
She could change the world. You're already like, oh my gosh, we could really do something with this. She's like, no, I'm out. You're a freak.
Or
You're
you
a
could
freak, I'll
you
never
could
talk
just
to you
eat
again.
whatever you wanted, and then inside your body,
Switch it to
you could-
proteins.
yeah, so
Convert
it's
it.
spinach.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, she was going crazy, especially at the end
When she
goes
figured out she could
God
change
mode.
people. Oh yeah.
She went
Yeah.
like Avatar. That's what I was kind of thinking. I wrote down in my notes. I said like there
She
was
did
literally kind of like
kinda
a when she went Avatar state. You know, like she literally
really
master of
did.
all elements.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I was
Like
kinda
there's a
boggled by
little
that.
parallel there.
What do you mean?
I was like, I thought she couldn't change people, and now she's just mixing up minds.
Do you know in Spider-Man, the first one with Tom Holland, when he's got the suit and he turns off all the child's play stuff on it?
Yeah.
That's what she did.
Okay.
She got in her own head. She turned off the child's
Child's
lock,
play.
and then she was like, I entered
So
God.
she could change her own appearance at this point. you
She got
think?
so pissed about her mom that she unlocked it all.
Super
you know,
strange.
Oh, the mom thing was
That's
dark.
fucked up.
frigged up. Why did they use that lady? Like she was just some homeless lady. Why'd they use her?
I think it was
Over and
because
over.
like she had like some like remnants of her daughter left.
Maybe.
I guess
Oh, how about all of her siblings that were like,
they were
Oh,
so.
well, when you
disgusting.
mentioned earlier about Spider-Man, when she was saving those people from the cars, that gave me such like a Spider-Man vibe as well.
Oh,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, those siblings, that gave me like a Akira vibe. That whole road boss battle thing, that was crazy. That was sick.
a
Like,
what vibe?
Absolutely
Akira?
insane.
What's that?
It's,
From Avatar?
no,
No,
Which anime?
88.
it's a movie. Called
It's
What's
an older
the-
one, but it's good.
The
it's a really good movie
A lot
actually.
of
second
references.
Avatar
You know what, it's
show.
Akira is probably on
Korra,
top
Legend
100.
of Korra.
See, that's what I was thinking of.
Word.
Akira is probably on IMDb top 100. So Dad's gonna have
Once
to
you
watch
see it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I've seen like 10 million other movies that were referencing this and I had no idea, but like
What year was it made?
88.
that. Oh, what is it like? Oh,
It's
she's in
anime?
Akira. I think that's from Rick and Morty. You don't watch that either.
No. This show has so many famous voices. I've been watching The Wire.
The dad kind of
which
sounded like
slaps.
James Jonas Jameson. The
James
same guy.
Jonas
Like the
Jameson.
dad who was just like the second she was
douchebag.
born, he was like, you're my whole entire life. And then like 2 days later, he was like, you're dumb.
No, she was too smart that
he
he
was like, you're
hated
too
her.
smart. I hate you.
Yeah, I got this freaking dork kid.
No, but she looked rough growing up. Like she was like, it was like she was staring through things, which she was. Bags under her eyes. She would just stare at a tree for an hour and
Just
figure out
zone
what it
in.
was made out of.
Yeah.
All right, let me read my plot summary. Adam Eve shows us the origin story of a reoccurring character in the series Invincible, Samantha Watkins. In this short series, Eve is a science experiment gone right, although her overwhelming power killed her birth mother. While Eve was a government experiment set forth to be a weapon, a good doctor who fell in love with Eve's mom had different plans. The doctor swapped Eve out with a baby that died during the birthing process, thus saving Eve and making the government officials believe she was dead. Years pass and Eve begins to truly understand her powers, which alerts the officials she has supposed to be hiding from. The agency ends up sending Eve's step-siblings after her, and while they aren't as powerful, they are infinitely more disgusting. Eve defeats her siblings, but ends up being captured by the people the good doctor was trying to keep her from. Thankfully, Eve's powers were even more than they could control, and she escapes. Done. I could have wrote more, but I was writing paragraphs at that point. I wanted to stop.
Yeah.
It's more than I wrote.
Yeah, good job. What's your plot summary?
Dude, I didn't know we had to do that. I wrote
No, I
nothing.
didn't give you.
We didn't give you homework.
Yeah.
Just the rating.
I dig. Oh, to explain my rating, and because you said the word infinite, the reason why I gave it an 8 is because it was good, but it has potential if you turn it sideways to be like this. There's so much like
I
infinite
hate
potential,
that.
you know what I mean? Like yeah, wow, like
I hate that
I
example.
can't wait to
Yeah.
see what is yet to come.
I don't want any more Eve though.
No. She's
Like,
not
It's not.
gonna
I
I
think
need-
it's.
I don't need
I looked up
another
like a thing. I
episode
think
of
it literally is like again teaser thing, but I don't understand the 202 though. If that is going to be considered the second episode once it all is released, or if that's going to be
There's
some
no way.
ghost pilot thing. But
So there's no 201.
that's what I'm
No,
saying. So like once the season 2 comes out, is that going to be 201 and then 202 is that episode?
Maybe
and then
they-
203
maybe it was
or
a
why
typo.
on earth is there going to be a 202B?
there is
I don't
no
know.
way.
Like,
I
but
think this
if
is
you click on it, that's what
completely
it says.
separate.
So
Huh?
I think this is completely separate
It's
from
a
season
straight
2.
up teaser
I don't
because
know
they
why they
took
put
so
the
That's what
long.
they
they
say.
They're like,
I'm so OCD about why is it labeled that. When I was on Amazon Prime,
Yeah.
Shout out to whatever sponsored this episode. But
Yeah,
like
Chisel Mill sponsored.
yeah,
It is
This is
Amazon.
brought to you
facts.
by. No, but for real, it says 202. Everyone, click on it, see it. Maybe they changed it by now. Conspiracy. Who knows?
Yeah. Honestly, man, I'm good. I don't know who would y'all want to see origin story wise from the first season of Invincible.
Who is that?
I would like the Hulk girl
Oh my gosh, she was badass. The monster girl.
because she like used
She's
to be
young
like,
though. It
no,
practically
she
is her
used,
origin
she's
story.
32 years old.
Oh.
Who was the
Because she keeps
douchey
getting
Flash
younger
guy?
every time she uses
Okay,
her
I totally
powers.
forget the
Yeah.
whole season. To be
I
honest.
watched that season and then rewatched that.
You
season.
just rewatched it.
I rewatched it like a month ago.
I need to watch it again. I mean, I know the
need to
main
rewatch
things.
it.
His
Oh, you
dad's
should rewatch
bad.
it before
He
the
fights
next season
dad.
drops.
His dad's classic in this episode.
His dad,
When he-
he like turned angry. At
That was
you for
that was
no
a good way to
reason.
show like a bunch of emotion without saying anything. You know, like you
Yeah,
can just
yeah.
see like, oh my gosh, there's anger to like regret
Was he
to
pissed
like,
at
oh,
the
like
mom for like babying the kid, or
Well-
was he pissed at his kid for being a damn idiot who was duct tape boy?
Well, she's like, well, regardless whether he
my
has,
son, damn.
regardless whether he has powers or not, we'll love him the same. And he's
Yeah.
like, in his head, he's like, no, I will not. If
Yeah.
if my son doesn't have like, what's it called,
Viltrumite.
Viltrumite powers, then I'm gonna have to murder him at some point.
That guy's
Is
his voice is perfect for him.
oh my
Oh,
gosh,
he's
and he's
right
from
on. He's
Avatar
got a lovely
too, right?
voice.
Or he's Korra. He's Tenzin,
What are you talking about?
dude.
James Jones,
Omni
J.K.
Man
Simmons?
is
James Jonah
Simmons?
Jameson.
Tenzin. Look that up. So I'm not like making
I think
shit
his
up,
name's,
but
isn't his name?
You're
J-
our lookup guy.
Isn't his name J.K. Simmons?
I'm holding this with my hand and my other hand's. Look at this, guys. I'm the lookup guy.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I've known Matt for 3 months, and he's had that wristband on the whole time. It's more of an accessory at this point.
It's hey, I feel speaking of like
It is his
superheroes,
name.
it's like a gauntlet. Is
It
that
is J.K. Simmons. That's who plays
That's who you
Omni Man.
is
Where
that
is he in
not
Avatar?
Tenzin?
Who's that?
You're talking about Avatar, not the blue people.
Korra.
You're
I'm talking about
about
Korra, not Avatar.
Oh,
I'm
I don't
sorry.
know anything about the Legend of Korra. That's
Oh,
probably right.
All right.
He's got a lovely voice.
Speaking of Avatar, though, he was the first
Which
Avatar. The first Han is Mark.
Hana's Mark.
Han is Mark.
What do you
Who's
mean?
Han?
The first Avatar on that trippy episode where it's like that weird like
Where he
Japanese
sees,
Chinese
like, the old.
like artwork style. Yeah, and he's like the first dude, and I forgot what exactly happens, but
Mark
he has
is
spiky hair.
Who is the kid?
Looks
that
like Jack and
voices Mark?
Daxter or something. with
Mark is
black hair.
the Asian guy from
Mark
Walking
is
Dead.
Invincible. Yeah, Walking Dead Asian man.
And he's
South Korean.
also that's also the same voice that plays the first
Avatar.
OG Avatar.
Yep. Yes,
there
sir.
we go. We're on
Bada
the same
bing.
page. All right, so I got some. I got a question. I got multiple
Tenzin is
questions.
in fact played by J.K. Simmons.
All right, so,
So
you-
there we go.
Yeah, there
Confirmed.
he is.
Wait, didn't she write the Harry Potter books?
J.K.
Rowling.
Rowling.
Yeah. That's
Do a
good.
collab.
Do you think you would know if your kid was switched at birth at some point?
Yes.
I think it would take until they were about
At some
10.
point. What point?
Because all
What
babies
point?
look alike.
I don't think it would take much past 1 for you to be like, what the hell? This
Really?
doesn't look like,
Like, this
any-
kid-
Some identifiers for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kid is black.
I mean, Addie's kids, you could definitely tell, like,
I don't know what
Force
Emmett.
and
I think Emmett leans more towards us, which is
Emmett
the
looks
first
a lot
one.
like Addie, I think.
Yeah, Emmett leans more towards the night side, and the other two lean full moon.
Okay. To what level, though? Like, if Finn was given to Addie at birth, a kid that looked like
I
that,
think you could pick out some similarities in Finn that they'd be like, okay, this could be my kid.
It would be really, really. I mean, they don't look anything alike.
Nova looks a lot like Caitlyn. Elsie looks good mix, I guess. I don't know.
I think you would notice quicker than you were saying that something was up.
All right. All right, so I got a game, and so this whole Eve is like she takes molecules, she switches them, molecules, photosynthesis, all that stuff.
Photosynthesis.
Have
Out
you
of
seen that rap?
Photosynthesis.
They go, it's like these 3 Hawaiian dudes, and they like freestyle a rap off a beat. It's a really funny video. All right, so I'm going to tell y'all 2 combinations that you can probably find inside of your home, your household, and you have to tell me what it makes.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to look at bleach and ammonia.
Mustard gas.
Bleach and ammonia,
Yeah.
and he's wrong.
All right, what's your guess?
A bomb.
Toxic chloramine vapor. Not sure what that is.
What the hell's this game?
All right, bleach and rubbing alcohol.
What?
You should know this one. Bleach and rubbing alcohol.
It sounds like a real cleaner.
A real good cleaning agent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good way to scrub your
Acid.
tub. It's chloroform.
Ah.
Knock somebody out with that one.
Oh, well, we'll have to write that one down. Stacey Anthony had to look that up.
Everybody just always has chloroform.
Oh, yeah, you had to buy it online.
I
think.
just saw a movie. What was the movie? I just watched something that they like dropped out of their car and it was labeled chloroform.
It's like cartoonishly, like XXX chloroform.
I don't know.
Oh no!
All right, bleach and vinegar. You guys are over 2 so far.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
I think mustard gas is the ammonium, whatever thing you said. I've heard that before.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Look
good
that
thought.
up too, dude.
What was the one you just said?
Bleach. It's always bleach.
Why? What
Yeah.
is this? Is this like with Oh, this is a side game. I thought like I'm like Adam Eve. I have to know my elements.
No, it's just
Okay.
a side game.
Okay,
We just
okay.
try and
So
find
it's not like I
correlation.
just pour them into a bucket and mix it with a big
I think
spoon.
that's exactly what you do.
Really?
Bleach and vinegar.
Oh, that's gonna make a bomb.
Chlorine gas.
When in doubt,
Uh,
bomb.
I feel like these
Yeah, you
things
don't
gotta
wanna
be
mess with it,
bombs.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna look for ones that
we can get.
yeah. Okay, some of these are confusing. Baking soda and vinegar.
That's a good cleaner. I use that myself.
That's just the volcano science experiment.
Yeah, it's got the volcano on the picture, so good job. It
Thank
just
you.
says mostly water.
I was in gifted chem, so
Mostly what?
Mostly water. So I think it's just you know what?
It
This
makes-
list kind of sucked. I wanted one that said mustard gas. I don't think you were right. I don't think the first one was mustard gas.
Look
Actually,
up-
you
let's look
should.
up
I
how
know
you-
that there's
okay,
like a
so it's
common
bleach and
2
ammonia.
cleaners that you
Remember
shouldn't
that.
mix
What
because it
about
creates
sodium
something like
and
bad.
chloride,
You get sodium chloride.
which is
Table salt.
Yep. Nailed
Napple.
it.
Nice.
See, you should have done things like that. What about
No, it's definitely not mustard gas. I don't even know what this combination
what about
is.
1 hydrogen and 2 oxygen,
H2O.
which is
Water.
Let's Google that's H2O.
Hey, here we go.
yeah, just
I'm
say
We're good
sorry.
at this.
That would be such a beast thing to like. I mean, her powers are like so much more OP than just knowing the periodic table.
Her parents were like weirded out and like pissed that she was doing good at Legos. Not only like again making symmetrical pieces, but like literally the babysitter or whatever was like, "This is incredible. You should really look into it." Like, all right, fuck you, bye.
Smashed it.
Yeah, dude, what? I don't know. Like, they were pretty bad. They're like, at first I thought, oh, they're neutral. They're just hard, you know, with like, you know, raising kids. Like, honestly, they really weren't giving her a chance to grow.
The mom was
Not
cool.
even.
Yes and no. She just would let the dad do his shit. The
It
dad.
was almost like she was in an abusive relationship. She should have left him ages ago, but in the series Invincible, Eve finally leaves, and it's like the same thing. Like her dad's just bitching at her crazy, and her mom's like, "Please don't go, please don't go." And then Eve like, he's like running towards the front door, and she just like
They did
takes
that in
away the
Invincible.
front
That
door.
was sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
She just like materializes it to just being all siding, and he's like, "Give me my front door back."
That's not the show, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Invincible. Yeah.
That was in season
in
1?
Invincible.
Yeah.
Oh,
You guys haven't really watched it.
I watched the whole thing, but
Yeah.
like it came out like 4 years ago, it feels
Yeah,
like.
true. I rewatched it recently.
Okay, this one opens up with the Lizard League versus the Guardians of the Globe. In the book Invincible or the comic, is it called the Guardians of the Globe in that?
What was their name when they started? Like, it was like,
Guardians of the Globe.
it was Guardians of the Globe. It was like the
GG.
Guardians of the Globe were all
Globe.
murdered.
Game over.
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Omni-Man's over there just cracking jokes with them. He's like, oh, you got a big letter on your chest. He's like, is that what this is? And turns out Omni-Man's about to just brutally murder them.
He used to have an all-white suit. But, anyways, in the book, are they Guardians of the Globe, or did they take that from the Guardians of the Galaxy?
No way. They're definitely just called Guardians of the Globe.
Oh, it just so happens to be? I mean, the Guardians
old
of
is
the Globe.
Guardians of the
Guardians
Galaxy?
How many good group names can you have for a...
Those are so close.
Yeah, they're Guardians.
Of the...
Just the globe. They're not getting
Not as
all the way
big.
out there.
Still a G. Yeah, the
I mean,
alliteration
it's
though.
basically-
There's I can see the parallel for sure.
I mean, that's definitely a dead ripoff. It's a group. They're Guardians.
I don't know, man.
What about the powers? Is there parallel powers? Like, oh, I'm
I don't think so, but they
Blankety
do
blank.
look like people. Like that one guy looks just like Wolverine.
yeah.
I'm like,
I kind
oh,
of like
that's
that.
Wolverine.
It's like tropey, but
was
good.
Abraham
How old
Lincoln.
is the comic? How old
Abraham
is it?
Lincoln.
When was it written?
The guy you're saying is that's like Mr. Invincible or whatever. The guy that gets decapitated by Omni-Man. He's just been continuously like not reincarnated, but is like immortal. He was Abraham Lincoln. In Invincible, he is Abraham Lincoln.
I don't remember that part.
I know you don't remember any of it, so just trust me.
I should have remembered that. It's badass.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure he's like Abraham Lincoln. He's fighting against like Genghis Khan when it all starts.
Sick.
Like the dude was
Uh,
going through it and
through
then loses
history,
to
just
Omni-Man.
holding it down.
Yeah, just holding it down.
doing what
I
he
wonder
can.
if he's dead. Because like in the end, Omni-Man like punches out all his teeth.
Bro,
or
he got
something.
murked.
they're all
Yeah, but he
dead.
got decapitated the last time, and they put his head back together, and he was fine.
He's
True.
dead.
No, I
He's
doubt it.
totally dead. Okay, you said that the scientist fell in love with the mom in your recap.
The
True.
mom
I believe so.
grabbed his hand. I watched like I was showing my roommate again. I was comparing the animation before I came here. Again, I was wondering, was I tripping last night? Was I just
I
sleepy?
like the research.
And thank you. I do what I can.
Yeah.
But again, seeing that, I just went to the exact part on accident. And yeah, so they're doing the experiments and whatnot. And he's like, I didn't realize I was making a weapon, and he did realize he was making a weapon, but he was like, oh no, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
But like, it then shows the mom grab his hand,
Yeah.
so like. I feel like that, not saying like, oh, that started the fire,
Yeah,
but
true. Like if I
it,
could-
it went somewhat both ways, or at least for like a reassurance, like, hey, there's like we're together on this. It was fucked up, but like I don't know, all of it was messed up. It was mutual.
I
He
tried
wasn't
to
just
cut
like
you off, and you just jumped up 6 octaves.
sorry.
And it went a little bit.
So then take off the headphone. I know exactly what you were talking about because I was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're
Oh, that's
okay.
fine.
You're killing it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
You
yeah,
have great
I mean,
points.
honestly, what I was gonna say is, if I had like a kidney stone, or was like,
I'd grab my doctor's hand.
I would grab it.
Oh, we're good now. Like, yeah, we go.
I would
grab
grab
my
anybody's
baby.
hand that was there,
That's
bro.
true
I'd be
too,
like,
yeah.
hold on to me, please.
Yeah, that's also
Yeah.
very true.
Is the kidney stone can't be the worst pain.
That's what they
It's up
say.
there.
It's the worst pain. That's what they say. Who's
Dude.
that?
What's
I think
worse?
you'd rather have a kidney stone than your leg cut off.
Well, obviously, that's like that's. Well, they're both temporary pain, but there's also a situation.
I feel
where-
like kidneys.
wanna
Do you go
keep
into
walking.
shock when you pass a kidney stone? I feel like that's like your borderline, like gonna
think
pass
it-
out, but you don't go into shock. It's like this fucking sucks. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
You're
that's the
dropping
worst.
F-bombs. My parents listen.
I'm
to
so
this.
sorry.
It's okay, you've dropped
Sorry.
2. We're gonna shame you about it.
Third time. I'm.
I
three
don't
strikes
even
and
really
you're
know
out.
this guy, mom and dad.
No, I'm new. They found me.
Except for he says he knows us. Didn't he say you weren't you the
Oh
one?
my goodness.
who said-
Yeah, I was.
Oh yeah, this is.
I don't want to
crazy
freak
story.
everyone
Tell the
out now,
story.
even his parents that I was at y'all's property, but it's a beautiful place. We played basketball. We had a great time.
Yeah,
It's
so
unfortunate and nobody
Matt-
else remembers it besides me, but
I don't know
guest
what you were
star
doing
on-
over there.
in the seat
Hey.
What
right
year
now.
did you graduate high school? Was Zach?
2015,
Yeah.
But you start Mill.
Yeah, so what were you doing over there?
just hanging out.
Hudson probably grabbed a bunch of his hoodlum
Was it with
friends.
Hudson?
I don't even name drop, and I don't know who watches or what's going on here, but I was with
Not a lot of people.
everyone. I was with Tyler.
Shall
And you don't know,
Not
Dude,
Shellnut. There's
there's
no, way it
no
was Shellnut.
reason to even be like, oh, Tyler, because I remember I was like, Tyler, and you're like, Tyler, I don't even know him. So
Well, I'm sure it was
Making me
with
be a
Zach,
crazy
not with me.
person.
I was not there.
I was not there. If anyone
One
was
of
there, it was
y'all.
you.
He broke onto our property.
It
went
was
onto
fun.
our
I had a
family's
great time.
basketball
I've
court.
never met this man in my life,
And
and he
who?
started saying extreme details of our old
Describing how
I was
place.
there.
It was disturbing.
I'm sure he was with you. You can't even remember what you had for breakfast yesterday.
That's so true.
I don't eat breakfast.
He's so
but you can't
popular,
remember
like,
what you
1,000
didn't
people
eat
come
for
through a
breakfast
day.
yesterday.
Nothing.
I think that it had to be with you.
All right, so if y'all had superpowers like Eve,
Mhm.
would you switch everything you ate into a burger? Oh no, that's not my question. Would you rather
It
have
is a burger.
a fabricated burger, what she made a fabricated burger,
Mhm.
or a real burger?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sure it tastes the same.
You think it tastes the same?
Yeah, I mean, I'd much rather have a real one if it
So
doesn't.
like if you could
Oh, okay.
recreate a Five Guys burger, would you rather just eat Five Guys or just recreate it?
It's the convenience factor that you can't.
You can't
Repli-
beat. It's
but
like
yeah, at
teleporting.
that
Would
point,
you rather
like-
teleport or would you rather fly?
If
to
I was
Spain?
at Five Guys
Well,
and I was
yeah.
about to order, would I just be like, oh, psych, I already have my own? Then
Yeah, true.
Then maybe I just order Five Guys. I don't know, because
I would
made
just
with
order
love,
the
I don't
cheapest
know.
thing on the menu. Like I would go to Five Guys, get the peanuts, and then turn that into a Five Guys burger. They would be
You
none
gotta
the
order something
wiser.
cheap. Well, I think the point was that her mom gave her some disgusting food, and she just got her powers.
I didn't see what she gave her, but I
Oh, you didn't
saw her
see? She said, "I
switching
got a
to
sandwich
burger."
for you."
Was it a nasty sandwich?
Oh yeah. In fact, I got a snack for you.
Oh, really?
oh my goodness,
Awesome.
what a
Well,
segue!
you
That is
just made me
sick.
Throw a sandwich that I made.
I'm not eating this sandwich.
You have to. It's what she made her.
I'm not eating this.
It's
What is this,
cream-
olives?
You gotta
cream
turn
cheese
it into a burger.
It's a cream cheese and olive sandwich. I'll give you a choice. You can either eat the cream cheese. That's what she gives her in the show. And you have an option. You can either eat the cream cheese and olive sandwich, or you can change it into a cheeseburger. And eat that.
That's so easy, dude. Oh my gosh. Boom, bada bing.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
Oh, can I brag about cheeseburgers?
You can
What
have
if I
one
just,
too.
like-
It's cut in half.
I
You want
made bacon jam after you did, and it took about 4.5 hours,
Takes a long time.
but it was worth it. Oh
Yeah,
my
big.
gosh! Did you use the Gordon Ramsay recipe, or would you?
Mhm.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah! I'm sorry, I don't even say that. But so
And
part of it uses apple cider vinegar.
Bro, I could eat
Need to
this
do
whole
it with
entire
cayenne.
sandwich.
I knew it was gonna be good.
You chopped up the onions or the.
I bought them in a can, chopped up, the best kind. I tried to make it. I even toasted the bread for you.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Spoiled
This
'em.
sandwich slaps.
Say like,
You
all
wanna
right,
Try one.
Yeah, I'll try.
You wanna try this?
I had a feeling it was gonna be good.
sure.
Okay.
It's cream cheese and olive. That's what she gave her, and she said, "I'm gonna eat a cheeseburger instead."
You didn't even like.
No, I don't like olive, but I want to still
Why'd
like
you just
understand.
bite the olive then? You only ate olive on that
I
bite.
got some cream cheese. It tastes kind of like sushi with the cream cheese, honestly.
Dude, it's really good.
It tastes like sushi, everybody. It tastes like sushi.
Bro, like I'm gonna have a problem now.
Homemade
I'm gonna be
sushi,
eating
American
cream
sushi
cheese
right
and
there.
olive
Dude,
sandwich.
this is delicious.
I know.
I'm gonna eat my whole half.
Oh, savage. It's not that
Thank you.
good. Oh, wildin'.
All right, so there you go.
There's
I'd
this
rather
guy-
have the cream cheese and olive sandwich.
Yeah, this is better than cheese.
Forget cheeseburgers.
How'd you know? But she like, here's your cream cheese and olive sandwich.
They did it like a couple times. She gave her the same sandwich twice, and she both times switches it to a cheeseburger. What an idiot!
Do you not know what you got?
So ungrateful.
Man, you guys should eat this at home.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess I want to change my food because then you want to have just such delights.
Such a delicate.
I guess
I
the toasted, that was like the secret. If it's just straight up, you know.
I need the cream cheese to spread.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, golly, I just destroyed that sandwich. That was amazing.
Man, I'm gonna have to try like what is it? Peanut butter and mayonnaise.
Oh,
Gotta try
there's
that.
always like pregnant lady stuff that I'm always like,
Are you
yo,
sure?
that kind of sounds pretty good. It's like pickles and peanut
Okay.
butter, I think.
Yeah.
I
Never
guess the
tried
crunch
it.
factor,
I could see it being cool.
it could happen.
Crunch factor, so I would probably do it with Spears.
Is there
Enough
any?
of a crunch? Still got a little PB on it. All right, so the good doctor, I keep just calling him good doctor. That guy ends up having to like just escape from the world and go into homelessness, right?
Yeah.
Is that what y'all would do if you had to like hide from the world?
No.
Go homeless?
I'd run
How would you
away.
hide?
I'd go to like Costa Rica.
I mean, how are you getting on a? What do what transit are you taking there? I think you gotta take a boat.
How much money do I have? Do I have like my money right now? Or it was like, oh, you have your 1,000 to
money right
spend. Oh, okay.
This guy
Oh,
hit the
fuck.
sign.
No, I was being like no, like you're just walking down the street. And, oh no, I have to be homeless right now. You know, like
It's
nothing
like
in my
you see-
pocket.
let's say you're like walking down an alleyway. You turn, you're like, oh, this is a shortcut to my house. You turn down the alleyway, and all of a sudden it's like Gal Gambini and his two goons who are just notarized
Oh, gosh
mobsters,
darn.
and they kill a guy.
Dang.
And they're like, oh, we see him.
You next, buddy.
You take off, and you're like, I gotta hide. I gotta get out of here. How do you do it?
Hopefully, an enduro dirt bike is nearby,
Yeah.
and I would get on that and definitely just take a beaten path.
Just steal a dirt
um,
bike.
Still dirt bike. That's definitely the mode of transit. In GTA and stuff, dirt bike, all terrain vehicle of sorts.
Yeah,
But
right.
long term, that's a toughie. And you asking me that, it's hard to say because I can't tell you what I would do.
Maine or
You know,
something.
like so, like
They would find you there.
Nobody goes to Maine.
I would leave the country for sure. I'd find
They
a
would
way.
check
goes to
like
Maine.
all other states, and they just leave Maine off to the.
You think Maine's the most forgotten state? about
maybe,
Rhode
like,
Island?
Rhode Island.
I would say
that was mine.
Delaware.
I was
Alaska
thinking
would be
Alaska.
sick.
I'm pretty
Anywhere.
sure me and Hudson went through Delaware. No, Alaska sucks.
What's going
too
on
much.
in South Dakota right now?
I bet
tell
South
me a fun
Dakota,
fact.
Wyoming, any of those like
The
north
flyover states, like, I mean, good for them for farming and, you know, raising families, but like,
I'm
what-
not going there.
I don't know what's going
No,
on.
I'm not gonna go there.
I'm not going to like Nebraska, even if it means I'm going to live. I'm not going to hang out there.
Like,
I would rather go
so much
somewhere-
land, but like,
Yeah,
now what do I do?
yeah.
All right,
corn farm.
so at some point she uses her powers too many times, and they get caught up on the interstate where like her three just deformed siblings pull up,
Hilarious.
which they're like the kids get like these kids are like fighting Eve, and they get thrown into this gasoline tank, and she blows it up, and they don't get burned by the fire.
That was a pretty sick scene. That whole, it's a very creative, action-packed sequence.
The qualm I had though is they don't get burned by the fire, but they can't even take steps.
Very
without their body
selective
parts
with their
falling off.
physics. Yeah.
Yeah. But their things were like
They're holding
kinda
their
cool.
body together with their mind.
Oh really?
I mean, the kid couldn't even.
He was,
keep
like,
his skin
focused
He was
on
on your-
controlling
Yeah.
it, yeah, and he
Yeah.
lost his
So that's
chi.
why they would like
Yeah,
lose
you
their
really
body
need some
parts.
cheat.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have put him in those little tubes. They should have just got him to like meditate or something.
Yeah.
They're like, you got to be okay with what you are, and they'll be like, I'm a freak.
Well, he went from like super duper chapped, like he was bashing on her shield thing, to like, I want to see the light strain from your eyes, to at the very end, like, I wish we
wish
could
we
have
could-
been buddies. You know, like,
Zing.
and at the time I was like, wow, that was so intense. But then afterwards I was thinking, like, wait, like at the very beginning, and both of them, like, she on site started just like murking them. You know, they're like,
Yeah.
so that was
She was
kind of
looking
uncalled
rough,
for. So that was ridiculous. But yeah, communication is key, and they were lacking that. You know, I
Another
would
thing
say.
that Eve does that we didn't mention that's prior to this this whole sequence
Mhm.
is when those two guys are robbing a kennel for dogs. I didn't really understand that.
Nobody cares about dogs. And I was like, what?
I care
People
about
love
Uh,
dogs.
yeah.
But
They'll
then-
never catch us. Okay, so these are dogs that need rescuing, and you're gonna steal them and,
And
do
he's like,
what
well,
with them?
spade and neuter them if you don't want them to be here.
yeah, that was a little goofy.
But she's like, she turns their mask into Men in the Iron Mask.
That was beast.
But then they just bail.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
I
gonna
was
have to
stuck
get those
around
cut
enough
off.
to been like, yo, can you like? I'm sorry. Like, take the dog back. Like,
They
can
need
you
their
take the mask
comeuppance.
off?
Yeah, they didn't get enough.
They're
you know.
They
gonna
like
have
crawled
to-
away, and it was too heavy for them to like walk away. So they just like dragged their heads
Yeah.
away from the scene. I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
have stuck around. I'd be like,
Mhm.
okay, I learned my lesson. Can you switch me back?
There was a parallel with Invincible and Adam Eve with like the bank robbing or whatever, and it was funny because
That
like,
dude.
well, I don't think it was the same villains, but again, it was kind of interesting to see like with Mark, he was kind of like boy wonder. He was still kind of getting a footing in his self or whatever. But like Adam Eve, she was like, no, I'm a badass. I'm about to like whoop yours.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool just like to see that like.
Reoccurring villain, Kill Cannon, the dude with the one metal arm that
Metroid.
Oh my goodness.
he keeps coming back.
RoboCop dude.
Yeah, it's like, why don't we just put this guy in jail?
Yeah, at this
It's like
point.
the twins, or like they're not twins. They're
I
both
like
clones.
those.
I like
The voice
The clones
actor,
are
he's
beasts.
been in a lot. I
Who was
can't.
he?
I have no idea. You guys
Can
have
you
to
tell me someone else that he was voice acting?
Lilo and Stitch. He was Gangu or whatever.
Black
Oh,
guy?
the shark dude.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, he plays, and it's funny because they play Ophi villains, and then he's kind of a badass Ophi villain, and like I don't know, so like he plays just that character very well.
He's got a role.
He's got a role, yeah, a recurring role. He just can't escape. It's just,
It's
he was
like-
born for it.
It's like dudes that look like villains, and then they're always
Dude,
the villains.
I wrote it down in my notes. You're talking about voice actors. You'll have to look this guy up.
I was
it's-
talking about like Draco Malfoy.
Erickson is Lance Reddick, R.I.P. He's no longer with us. He always played like not always played, but recurringly he's like, Lieutenant, I'm bossy black commander guy. Like it's just, but he played it really well. He was like Keith David basically or whatever.
Which
Yeah.
guy?
He was in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Lance Reddick is this guy. I'll show it to you.
Oh yeah.
You once
yeah.
you're like,
He
oh my
just
gosh,
did
that
and
guy.
He was in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
He was the
movie.
voice in this of the officer guy. Is that who you're talking about?
Probably. I'm blanking on a Guardians of the
Erickson?
Galaxy. I just know he was from like a dozen other things
Are
too.
you
So
talking
like
about
more than likely, yes.
The guy who was in this episode,
Yeah, he was again.
Erickson.
Erickson, yeah, like the power
I was
hungry.
talking about him earlier. He's in The Wire. I've been watching
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and
I
was
just
like,
started that because of The Sopranos,
Yeah,
S tier,
Yeah,
so
The Wire
like
I've
slaps.
never finished The
Soprano tier.
Sopranos.
yeah. I think The Wire is better. It's more going on.
Really?
Well, I just think Sopranos is good, but it's a lot of dialogue, and The Wire's got a lot more
I
action.
stopped
see that.
watching The
That's awesome.
Sopranos at some point, not because I didn't like the show, but I was living with mom and dad at that point, and then I just moved out, and then I was like,
They both slap, but he's in it. He's Detective Rawls.
that dude's got a real nice voice.
Do you
It must
know?
be nice to have a really nice voice.
Do you know
like
who?
Carries.
Like
you
people just are like,
read
oh,
me a
that's
book.
a voice made for radio.
Do you know who first came to to be famous from The Wire?
Idris Elba.
Yep.
Nice.
And he's like super American in it, and he's like a Baltimore
They
gangster.
didn't know he was British.
Oh, no one knew.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
this
they were
guy-
like, well, like even like the people that casted him, they're like, you do a pretty good British accent, and he was like,
Well, my
"It's also
secret,
British."
It's crazy seeing him in that because he's like this Baltimore gangster, and he doesn't sound anything alike.
I lick British.
And I feel like that Michael Scott might talk about The Wire in The Office, which is funny because he's one of the main characters in it.
Michael Scott.
Idris Elba, because he's Charles.
He's like the main pimp.
He is. He's Barksdale's right-hand man, but then that guy goes to jail. So then he kind of becomes the main man.
I think I watched like 5 episodes of The Wire. I saw like the brother turn into like the drug addict brother, and it was kind of like an informant for the police. I saw that part. Didn't see much else.
Bubs.
Anyway, so Eve fights her siblings, her trio of just miscreants who look like just like a hodgepodge of piglings, and like it was nasty. Like it's like I don't understand why. I get it obviously, but it's like phase 1 was Eve, and she was OP. She was the perfect. She didn't look disgusting or anything.
Deteriorated pretty quick.
But then they lose that doctor, and then phase 2 looks nasty. He's got a real strong vein in his neck. And then phase 3 and phase 4, it's like something that
They started to become goo.
It's
Who
like
is the
you wish
doctor
they
in the
didn't
sewer
exist.
in Invincible? Is there any ties? He gonna have
Sewer.
anything? Remember in one of the
Oh,
episodes
yeah.
at the campus?
But he's not the same guy that did like the RoboCop guy.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I don't remember Face. I haven't seen it recently, but I was curious if he has anything to do with anything.
End, like the people that were like, they're like, oh, hold on, like these like superhuman soldiers actually injured Mark, and Mark is like a good like idea of what needs to happen to beat Omni-Man, who is like their main concern.
Mm-hmm.
And so they take the just messed up doctor back, and they start making those same soldiers out of like dead soldiers in the show.
They make Kill Cannon.
Yeah. No,
The
not
name's-
Kill Cannon. He's got his own mind.
The name
he's
is Kill
separate.
Cannon, not get beat up by little girls cannon.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Talk about
And then he got
Powerpuff
beat
Girls
up by
too.
one
Like they were name dropping some licensing there. I was like, wow, like
Yeah.
You know what's
Amazon
funny?
funding.
Like she was doing like some like wall runs and stuff where I was
you can
like,
fly. Why do you need to like power wall punch? You know, just
Why she get on disc
even
when
that,
she
like
can
she
fly?
seemed way more experienced as a like superhero than she should have at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
I still like the hand-to-hand combat because sometimes I'm like, why don't you just like do your KO move every
I
time?
don't even know what
Like
her
in
KO
Star Wars,
move
why don't you
would
just
be.
stab? Like it would make the fight so much quicker. But honestly, it
In
is
what
cool that she was.
situation would a Star Wars stab make the fight quicker?
When they're like, if they just went.
They're obviously blocking. There's two
One
I
jabs.
never
quick
go
little
for the
jab.
stab. I always wonder how
One
sword fights
time.
are always. How are you always blocking? Why aren't you just like
A kick,
How do you
I
block
don't
the
know, like
punch.
the stab right in the,
Yeah.
The stab.
chest?
every
You gotta go for
time.
the stab.
Yeah, but they're just gonna do this.
Then you you've seen the move that kills
And
They should at least show
No,
someone
no,
stab
on-
and then
you
get
turn
murked or
it
off.
something. Like,
They
come
go
on.
and you go stab
Yeah, that's a beast move.
That-
I cannot believe Star Wars hasn't done that yet.
because it, would
It
be
was like
too
some like
OP.
made up like two nerds like playing with lightsabers, and like they were like going for the swing, and the dude turned off his lightsaber.
Oh,
swung
opened
back,
it up.
and then he turned it back
Dang.
on.
Or
cut
even
it.
when you're linked, like, and then you turn
Turn
it
it
off,
off, and he's
he
like-
goes,
Yeah.
and then you go
This is
stab.
You gotta
bad.
double
Oh,
tap.
easy.
Yeah.
Even with lightsabers, always
Yeah.
double tap.
Maybe there's a
Exactly.
cheapskate, or there's like a.
There's
rules.
honor code.
It's like when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
take 10
rules
Darth
of the
Vader's following
Jedi.
that.
It's like you take 10 paces, you don't turn around at the 9th pace.
Yeah, but are you really
If you're a
gonna
Sith,
trust the Sith?
You're double
You
tapping. Like,
definitely can't trust the Sith. That's a guarantee.
Yeah.
Trust me on that.
Trust me on that.
So, anyways, Eve gets so exhausted by fighting her step siblings that she ends up getting captured along with the doctor, which has got to be like the freaking field day for these like
Oh yeah,
the gov-
jackpot.
like they were looking for the
They found
doctor.
every-
Fish in the barrel. Yeah, you just caught.
and they found both of them.
Yeah,
So she like
tuna.
they have her in restraints, and the doctor's like just held up by gunpoint or something, and then she just breaks out of the restraints easily, and the dude was like, "I told you I didn't know."
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I thought it might work.
Yeah, those were never gonna hold
Dude.
her.
Yeah, but it was dark. Like once the mom pulled up, they were like, "Oh, well, how do you think we got all these other super soldiers?" And they like showed the mom. I was like, "Oh,
That was pretty
dude."
gruesome. I wasn't. Yeah.
And
that
she
was
was just brain dead,
disgusting.
staring into oblivion.
Yeah,
Tough
that was
luck.
gross. And then they kill her mom, they shoot her.
It was on accident, but she was still. It was like a stray bullet.
Yeah.
But
And then she gets so
Classic
pissed
stray
off.
bullet. Who just died
Oh,
by
yeah,
a
it's
stray
just a
bullet?
trope.
Oh, it was in the last Black Mirror episode.
Oh yeah, the werewolf one.
Yeah, that was a terrible episode.
glad I didn't
You
see
caught up
that
on Black
one.
Mirror?
My girlfriend and I watched like the third episode. We chose a random one. We were trying to see which one we wanted to
Season
watch.
6, episode 3.
Yeah, I think
Which one
so.
was that? That was the
That's a good
space
one. The space one?
I'd literally have to ask. Again watched half where I think it was like not a politician. I forgot what
A teddy bear?
Teddy bear
There's like
Politician,
a
and then you just
teddy bear politician one.
maybe.
Oh.
Maybe we stopped watching it because it was
Yeah, it
bones.
seems like you didn't watch it.
I watched about 20 minutes and yeah we're like but I thought I could understand some of it, but yeah I guess not.
The best Black Mirror episodes, the one with John Hamm. If you're gonna want to watch one episode.
In the new season.
No, the new season's not that great. There's a couple pretty
They
good
were
episodes.
just weird. They weren't Black Mirror-y.
Yeah,
From
wait,
what I
thought
read-
you
I
just
was
said you've
running
only
out of
watched
Black
one
Mirror.
episode.
Do what? Oh, I only watched one episode.
Wait. Have you only ever watched one episode?
Well, I've read all of their little thingies. If
Mm-hmm.
that counts.
You read all the descriptions of all
Yep.
the Black Mirror
Mhm.
episodes, but
Why
you've
would
only
you do that?
but you've only watched one episode.
No. I'm saying for season 6.
Oh.
No. I've seen. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm
Oh,
well
no,
versed
yeah,
in Black Mirror. I love Black Mirror. It's great, and that's what I'm saying. after seeing these, I was like, that one doesn't seem like Twilight Zone-y. That doesn't seem Twilight
The first
Zone-y.
3 were pretty good.
Oh, I'll have to watch them.
The one
Decent.
with
I didn't say they
Salma
sucked. I
Hayek,
just said they
I
didn't
don't think it's
seem,
any good.
Yeah, true.
you know, Black Mirror.
Salma Hayek one wasn't that great.
We
The
probably
one in,
overrated it.
Scotland wasn't that great.
It was pretty good. It wasn't very Black Mirror-y,
The
but
space
it
one was the best
good.
one. So the one with Jesse from
Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul. That's the best
Interesting.
one.
It's a good one.
So far, we still have one
And
more to
then
watch.
the episode we just watched was the worst one. Yeah, one more
So
episode.
that one was terrible. I think we rated it like a 4.0.
Yeah, it was
4.5,
bad.
Whatever. All right.
Bad,
So,
bad.
anyways, Eve gets so mad that they killed this doctor and that they end up shooting her mom that she's like just livid to a point that she just glows pink, takes
Avatar
off her mask,
state.
goes Avatar state, and then just like wipes their memory. She's like, I could turn y'all into anything I want right now.
I thought, was that because she was Avatar State? Because I thought the guy was like, you can't mess with people or animals.
Like he said,
I think after her mom died, she flipped
She
switch. Now
breaks-
she can do whatever
yeah,
she wants.
she's-
yeah,
next
which
level.
is nuts because she never like
Prestige.
did anything
I
that,
think
like,
so.
modified the human. Like maybe she still just has like her own parameters. Like that's still pretty effed up.
Yeah, but she wanted those guys needed to forget who she was.
Oh, absolutely.
I
So
was
she
waiting for her to
fought-
scramble. I was like, good riddance. Like, heck yeah, let's do it.
yeah,
But
that's what she had.
she had more morals than I did.
Yeah.
Johnny
And then
Gunn again?
it said, where was Mark during all this? And then it was,
That was
him
good.
young. And he was,
Duct tape man.
It was a
Duct tape,
good
man.
comic relief. You know,
Yeah.
after so much intensity, they did that. Again, there's a lot of parallels with the pacing, even with like the song choice. And then like Invincible and in Adam and Eve, where they had that like Euro punk song. They kind of did that too, where like Invincible, he discovered his flying powers.
Oh,
or
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I don't remember the timing of that, but I just remember they had like, oh, that's a good music
Yeah, I
choice.
like when he's
You
like,
know, the
when he-
soundtrack was banging in both.
Oh, there was a song that like, yeah, I think it might be the same song you're talking about, but I was like, oh, I need to like.
in this
Shazam
episode.
It's like
dude.
or
Decepticon.
from the past.
No, in this episode.
So yeah, brought back a little bit of Mark, a little bit of Omni Man.
But
If
yeah.
y'all had a superpower, what would it be?
I would teleport.
Yeah, pick something different. Oh, okay. No,
If I
before
pick
that,
something
something
else,
no,
it
Matt,
would
before
be
that, would you rather be able to teleport or have super speed? So let's say you
well,
can
teleport is super speed.
Yeah, but
faster.
But even faster. Like,
okay, let's say you get to the destination practically at the same time.
Could you? You couldn't. I could teleport. You can teleport places that you can't at super speed.
yeah, you can't super
I could-
speed the
We've
moon.
already been through this.
Yeah,
like
You
a
go to
ramp.
the moon.
I could teleport to NASA, get a spacesuit, and then teleport to Mars.
I could super speed to.
There's doors. There's like, are you just like
I came
phasing through?
this.
Because
Yeah,
okay.
Flash
I don't
guy.
understand
How
that
are you
either. Like,
gonna
oh
go
yeah,
to
I was like
Mars?
dodging stuff so
You guys-
How do
fast.
you get to
Like,
Mars?
How
yeah.
do you get to Mars?
I teleport.
Yeah, boom. We don't have that
Congratulations, now you're
superpower.
dead,
I
and you have
teleported to
teleportation power.
NASA first. I put on the thing.
You think a spacesuit can handle Mars?
Listen, the fact that I
Have you
can
seen
teleport,
Martian?
NASA's
So if you
gonna
run
wanna
fast,
hire
you'll get
me.
there better.
I'll just hang out on a spacecraft.
Do you know how much money NASA would pay me just for being able to teleport?
Same with me being.
You can't run to Mars.
What about the whole thing with that where like we have to keep you hidden because of your powers? I thought that was like, again, not like the first time that's been like introduced, but I thought that was really, you know, a good like kind of like thing they kind of dove into is like you need to hide these, not even because like, you know, you're too powerful, but like no, like people want you need to just live a normal life. How would you feel if you had these powers but you couldn't use them?
There ain't no chance.
There's no
I'm
way
not
I would.
using
Where
it.
would you go? What would you do? Would you just be out in the woods?
If I
you
could
know,
do it,
just
shit,
Depending on
around,
what
or
powers I had. If I had super speed, I'd rob places.
You either have
you
to.
wouldn't. Why would you? You wouldn't have to rob.
Do you
Just for
think
funsies,
The
like.
Flash is broke.
What do you
Do
need
you
to?
think
Why?
if you had superpowers, is there any way that you don't become either a hero or a villain? You're just a regular Joe.
I would love to just be a
Out of
regular
boredom,
I
guy.
you're
know
like,
you
I just
would.
want to be like baggage claim.
Yeah.
You know, like I just.
I would do my job.
I
but
would have a
just, like,
cool
slightly-
job that make my powers make me really good at.
I'd be like a firefighter and just be really dang good at my
Yeah.
job. Be like, wow,
I'd
this
be-
guy.
I'd be like a
You're making
half-ass,
like,
but then you're
making bad salary.
yeah, but
Not even-
and then you're
it's
also a
not
half-ass
I'd
hero.
be president,
It's like
and then anybody. I
this
just
guy who has super speed is just using it to be a firefighter.
if I had
Yeah, you're
super
right.
speed,
you're really
if I had
limiting
super
yourself.
I would say, listen, just let me go into this neighborhood over the weekend and I'll frame 10 houses over the weekend. I'm like, that's impossible. I'm like, okay, just let
We
me
need to better ourselves. These are whack.
Yeah, how much money?
We
you
need,
think that's
we
gonna
need
be?
to change the world, not just build
hundreds of
10
millions of
houses.
dollars.
Not that much, but
Should be.
what about this? If you have super speed, the first stop you need to do is go to Seattle, Washington, and meet the guy who made Nike,
Ooh.
and then you're just
Phil
the face
Knight
of
or whatever?
Nike. Yeah,
oh,
Phil
also,
Knight.
if I have super speed,
Phil Knight, I'm Zach
teleportation.
Knight. It's
Here's
meant to be.
Here's another
Oh, yeah, it's
reason.
Destiny.
Yeah,
Here's another reason super speed is better than teleportation.
it's
I
high.
can dial back my speed to a point where I'm just faster than Usain Bolt. And I'll be like, how the hell is this little white guy running this fast 100-meter dash? You just teleport. You can't.
I
you can't-
could talk, and what does that get you beating Usain Bolt?
millions.
Okay, I could
Billions.
make.
Millions.
I-
$1 million.
Nike, bro. I'm Nike sponsor.
That's what
I
it gets
could-
me.
I could get NASA to pay me $1 billion to teleport to Mars. $1 billion
for what?
for dirt. They've been trying to go there all
They
the
want
time.
dirt. They want a
Yeah.
bunch of Mars.
I
dirt.
will teleport all over Mars.
What do you
and
even
be like,
need money for? You
nah,
can teleport anywhere
there's
you want to
no
go that
life
costs money.
there.
You could be
Matt-
in any nice place.
Matt Damon made potatoes on Mars,
And
you
I
think
would-
they're gonna pay you
Did he
for
really?
dirt?
You could have potato chips from Mars.
That'd be sick. The Martian. You never seen
Yeah.
The Martian?
How much would you buy for a Mars potato chip?
$6 compared to $4.
Maybe 8.
Yeah, I'm sure it tastes the same.
I would go to Mars
No, I'd
and
pay
start
$25.
planting things
There you go.
that could live there, and I would turn Mars into a fauna of plants.
Imagine
And
on Mercury,
animals.
some place, I guess no plants desire like straight heat. But imagine like we start just harvesting on different planets that have the right
Something like-
biomes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
you
they.
just make a lot of-
Neptune or something. I don't know. It's really
Yeah,
cold.
I would make my own
all
ecosystem,
gas.
on Mars.
Never mind.
Or I would teleport out of the universe. Imagine how much
Yeah.
NASA would pay me for that.
Master?
Oh my god.
You just did
NASA.
that. Imagine how much master.
Well, no, I don't have
Goodness.
any games.
Oh, okay. Well, I had a game.
I made a sandwich and it took me a while.
Yeah. And thank you for that because it was delicious.
I'll eat those more often.
Oh man, I like that's gonna be a part of my
Taylor,
normal
where are
life.
my olives?
That was a really good sandwich.
Yeah. Tasty treat.
All right, Matt, you got anything left?
I would say stick tuned for next episode. Thanks for watching and thanks for having me. If there's
Okay.
any other games you want to play, I'm deaf down.
No, we don't have any more games.
We ran out.
It's tough. It's tough to make games that stay on. Like you had to like
Name your favorite element.
Gold.
hydrogen.
Gold.
Gold.
Gold, baby.
I love me some hydrogen.
What's that? Tungsten. Is that an element?
I don't know. It's just a metal. It's metal an element.
Some of them.
I don't
All of
know.
them.
Tungsten is like the most heavy metal. It's like a 4x4 square of tungsten weighs like 100 pounds and it's like $1,000.
What is a star made out of? Because isn't like, oh, a teaspoon of stardust is like a gajillion pounds.
That sounds like
That's
something that
insane.
they would say in like
Is
a
it just gravity
Disney
doing it?
movie.
Look it up, dude. Is Disney? Is that
A
Disney.com saying
star
that?
is
I
made
don't
of
know if gravity can
gas.
do that.
That's what I'm saying.
explosions.
But what makes is it? I don't know,
I don't
dude. I
think
just
you
heard
can
that was
get
heavy. I know
stardust.
that that's more physics involved than just
hydrogen.
chemistry.
Hydrogen bomb. Just
Something
over
like
and
that.
over.
The H bomb.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
isn't
see
that-
one of those. That we just saw Oppenheimer, and they're like,
I haven't seen it yet.
we have a bunch of. H
So in the
bombs.
theaters,
I
I'm
don't know.
assuming you didn't like pirate it.
No, yeah, we do.
No,
it
we
the
would
right
never.
way.
It's 3
You
hours.
gotta go watch Barbie too.
Yeah, 3 hours in the theater.
You gotta
I was
watch
like,
Barbie 1 first.
You guys gotta watch Swan Lake. You gotta watch like a Mermaidtopia. There's a lot of the Barbie series you missed out so far.
What?
What?
You haven't watched. There's a whole like 7,000 different Barbie movies from like the 2000s.
And you just named 2 of them, bro.
Do you mean to name 6,998 more?
I can't believe you named 2.
Ugh.
All right, but that's the episode.
Good sewed.
Good sewed.
Movie night. Movie night. Movie night, ain't no doubt. We about to watch one. Movie night, turn it on. Gotta get it started. Let's watch a movie tonight. 'Cause movie nights are always the best of times. Got to keep on watching watching